The Math Adventures of Tomshrek's Class. Good morning, class. Today, we begin our journey through the wonderful world of numbers. Our first stop, simplify. Tomshrek, the ogre cat teacher, boomed with a friendly smile. Jerry Donkey, a donkey mouse hybrid and senior GED student, leaned towards Pin 2, an Aquascorpio Predator newbie ESL student. Simplify, huh? Like making things easier to understand? Jerry Donkey whispered. Exactly, Jerry Donkey. To simplify means to make a math problem or expression less complicated without changing its value. For example, if you have 2 plus 2 plus 2, you can simplify it to 3 by 2. It's the same amount, just easier to see. Pin 2's eyes widened. Simplify. Easy? Yes, Pin 2. Make it easy, make it short. Like a long sentence, you make it shorter, but the meaning is the same, Tomshrek clarified. Next, we have the square root, shown by this symbol. Square root, Tomshrek explained, drawing the symbol on the board. Imagine you have a square garden. If the area of the garden is 25 square feet, the square root of 25 is 5. That means each side of the square garden is 5 feet long. It's finding a number that, when multiplied by itself, gives you the original number. Pin 2 looked at the symbol, then at Tomshrek. So if I have a number, and I want to know what number times itself makes it, that's the square root, Jerry Donkey asked. Precisely. For Pin 2, think of it like this. You have a small box, a square box. If the box is 4 small squares inside, the square root of 4 is 2. 2 across, 2 down. 2 times 2 is 4. Now let's talk about probability. This is about how likely something is to happen, Tomshrek continued, holding up a large coin. If you flip a coin, there are 2 possible outcomes, heads or tails. The probability of getting heads is 1 out of 2 or 50%. It's the chance of an event occurring. Jerry Donkey's ears twitched. So it's about predicting the future, but with numbers? In a way, yes. For Pin 2, imagine a bag with 1 red ball and 1 blue ball. If you close your eyes and pick one, what is the chance to pick red? 1 in 2. That is probability. Our next concept is function. In math, a function is like a special machine, Tomshrek explained, drawing a diagram. You put something in, an input, and the machine does something to it, and then something else comes out, an output. For every input, there is only one output. For example, if our machine adds 5, and you put in 2, out comes 7. Jerry Donkey nodded. So it's a rule that takes a number and gives you another number? Exactly, Jerry Donkey. For Pin 2, think of a coffee machine. You put in coffee beans and water, input, and the machine makes coffee, output. Always coffee, never tea. 1 input, 1 output. Let's move on to average. The average is a way to find a, quote, typical number in a group of numbers, Tomshrek said, picking up 3 apples from his desk. You add all the numbers together and then divide by how many numbers there are. If you have scores of 8, 9, and 10, the average is 8 plus 9 plus 10 / 3 equals 9. Jerry Donkey pondered. It's like finding the middle ground, or what's most common. That's a good way to think of it. For Pin 2, imagine you have 3 apples, 1 small, 1 medium, 1 big. The average apple size is like the medium apple. Not too small, not too big. It's the middle size if they were all the same. Next up, ratio. A ratio compares 2 or more numbers, Tomshrek announced, gesturing to colorful blocks on his desk. It shows how much of one thing there is compared to another. If you have 3 red blocks and 2 blue blocks, the ratio of red to blue is 3 to 2, or 3 to 2. It's a way to compare quantities. Jerry Donkey squinted. So it's like a relationship between numbers? Perfectly put. For Pin 2, think of a recipe. If you need 1 cup of sugar for every 2 cups of flour, the ratio of sugar to flour is 1 to 2. 1 sugar, 2 flour. Compare. Now, let's talk about area. Area is the amount of space a flat shape covers, Tomshrek explained, drawing a rectangle on the board and shading it in. For a rectangle, you multiply its length by its width. If a rug is 3 feet long and 2 feet wide, its area is 3 times 2 equals 6 square feet. It's how much surface it takes up. Jerry Donkey's eyes lit up. So it's not just the outside lines, but everything inside? Exactly. For pin 2, imagine a piece of paper. The area is all the space on the paper where you can draw. Length times width. How much space? Our next concept is slope. In math, slope describes the steepness and direction of a line, Tomshrek said, drawing a line on a coordinate plane. Think of a hill. A steep hill has a high slope, and a flat road has a slope of 0. We calculate it as rise over run, how much it goes up or down, divided by how much it goes across. Jerry Donkey nodded. So it tells you how much something is tilting? That's right. For pin 2, imagine a ramp. If the ramp goes up a lot, it has a big slope. If it's almost flat, small slope, up and across. Let's discuss proportional. Two quantities are proportional if they change at the same rate, Tomshrek explained, holding up 2 different-sized toy cars. If you double one, you double the other. For example, if 1 apple costs $1, then 2 apples cost $2. The cost is proportional to the number of apples. Jerry Donkey listened intently. So if one thing grows, the other grows in the same way? You've got it. For pin 2, think of a small person and a big person. The small person's arm is small, the big person's arm is big. But the arm is always connected to the body. They grow together in the same way, proportional. Finally, we have inequality. This is when 2 values are not equal, Tomshrek concluded, writing symbols on the chalkboard. We use symbols like greater than, less than, is greater than or equal to, and is less than or equal to. For example, 5 greater than 3 means 5 is greater than 3. Jerry Donkey summarized. So it's about comparing numbers when they aren't the same? Exactly. For pin 2, think of a tall tree and a short tree. The tall tree is greater than the short tree. Not equal. Different.